What up, everybody? What up, everybody? What up, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? Just gotta give you a little view real quick. I'm not finished the new setup, but the new setup will be finished very, very, very soon. You know, you see the green screen up, got a different location where we're gonna be doing things from. So, hey, without further ado, let's go ahead and knock this out. Let's go. Hello, y'all. What you gonna do now? Hope you better, cause I'm feeling about to put it down. I'll never disrespect you. Tomorrow, but tonight I wanna spend it too. Let's go, y'all make it last. Girl, I'm hoping I'm feeling the best. Girl, sit down, let me know. Girl, you know, back away from the door. Keep running here from another fire here. Got me starting and I ain't no stopping here. So I'm popping here. They can come and watch us in. They gotta leave us alone. Back away from the door. I want it all. Gotta let me get it on. From the bed to the floor. Against the wall. I'ma hit it so. Turn around and hit it all. Baby, tell them it's on. Back away from the door. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Something ain't right. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Like I said, I ain't really want to do this just yet, but hey, gotta get used to the new stream. Hold on. I'm coming with some heat today. So put that there. Go here. Share screen. Share. Okay. Okay. I see what's going on. Okay. So. Okay. Let me see something. Y'all can't see nothing that I just shared. I'm trying to figure out why. Why I can't share my screen. Let's see if y'all see this. That's not even on there. All right. Well, I can't share my screen. I don't know why. But I'm going to be giving y'all an update real quick. The update is simply in the United States District Court for the Eastern District of Illinois, United States of America versus Robert Kelly. Motion to require the disclosure of grand jury subpoenas, production of all grand jury material, and for a protective order. That's what we're going with right now. So if y'all can hear me, just say hell yeah in the chat.
If y'all can hear me, say hell yeah in the chat. If y'all can hear me, say hell yeah in the chat. If y'all can hear me, say hell yeah in the chat. Okay. Let me see about here. Let me see what's going on here. Okay. Good morning, Ms. Ada. Good morning, Barry. And good morning, Firm. I'm streaming on 2 hot, popular networks right now. I'm on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. I will have, by Monday, I will have everything straight on why I can't share what I'm looking at. So let's go here. Defendant Robert S. Kelly, by and through his undersigned counsel, respectfully moves this honorable court for the entry of an order requiring the government to immediately disclose all requests for records and grand jury subpoenas that have been issued in this case, to produce all documents produced in response to those requests, and for a protective order barring the government from further prying into the irrelevant records of Mr. Kelly's counsel. In support of this motion, Mr. Kelly states as follows. On July the 17th, 2020, the government disclosed new materials to defense counsel in this case. Within that disclosure were voluminous bank records. None of these bank records had been redacted. The bank records were from entities associated with Mr. Kelly, including RSK Entertainment Worldwide Inc., RSK Enterprises LLC, and Some Brother Love, LLC. The records also included personal banking records for the 3 defendants in this case, Mr. Kelly, Mr. McDavid, and Mr. Brown, as well as others associated, at least on some level, with Mr. Kelly. Incredibly, among the bank records produced were records from one of the individual attorneys currently representing Mr. Kelly in his federal case in New York, and from a major international law firm who had previously represented Mr. Kelly. The attorney's records date back to 2013. The law firm's even farther. There are records from several of the individual attorney accounts, including his checking and client trust accounts, as well as his debit and credit cards. The records from the international law firm are all encompassing. They include checking and wire transfer records. The records the government obtained were not limited to transactions with Mr. Kelly or any of the other defendants. The records reflect thousands of banking transactions. They are a roadmap of financial transactions involving his attorney and for the international law firm. Number 7, the government does not have and never had any lawful basis to believe that either the New York lawyer or the law firm ever engaged in any type of improper conduct. In short, the government went on an unreasonable, intimidating, and harassing fishing expedition into the records of Mr. Kelly's current counsel, as well as into the records of one of the country's preeminent law firms. Number 8, neither the individual New York defense attorney or the international law firm were provided with a copy of any request for records of subpoena or subpoena before the records were produced. Excuse me. Or any opportunity to object. Indeed, to date, neither has seen any of these documents. Appropriately, alarmed by this clear overreach, Mr. Kelly's Chicago Defense Counsel reached out to the government and sought the reason for this unprecedented intrusion. And it says the explanation provided was that the records were necessary to show that Mr. Kelly was diverting monies to the Some Brother Love LLC account, specifically his royalties, and that the monies from the account were being used to pay Mr. Kelly's expenses. That explanation makes absolutely no sense. Individuals form entities to manage their affairs, including paying their bills all the time. Number 10, the Some Brother Love LLC bank records reflect an extremely small payment in May 2019 to Mr. Kelly's New York Defense Counsel. That payment was for representation in a civil case in May 2019. There was not yet a criminal case. So what we got right now is that the government is really, really overreaching because they really don't have a case. Contrary to what people might say, like, they got a case, they got this, they got that. Here's my question. Where they have a case at? There's no case. Then it says, Some Brother Love LLC is a company that was formed to accept royalties and pay expenses for Mr. Kelly. It has at all times been properly registered and its taxes have been paid. It was formed after Mr. Kelly was incarcerated in this case, although its bank account was opened shortly beforehand. 12. Therefore, there was nothing odd or unusual about the extraordinary modest payment to Mr. Kelly's New York counsel. He was hired and paid a very small retainer. The fact a lawyer is hired and paid does not give the government carte blanche to request banking records. 13. It appears neither request was narrowly tailored or limited to a relevant time period or to Mr. Kelly or his entities. The government has all the bank records for years before New York Counsel ever began representing Mr. Kelly and a decade of the international law firms. More to the point, the government already had evidence of the payment from Some Brother Love LLC to the New York attorney. When they obtained the Some Brother Love LLC banking records, and if they wanted to confirm the recipient, the subpoena should have been narrowly drafted. They did not need 6 years of the attorney's substantial records or those from an international law firm. Mr. Kelly's counsel well understands that the grand jury has broad powers to investigate. However, those powers are not absolute. Then they have a case law that follows them right there. So basically, they trying to hammer Rob in every which way possible. And I want y'all to see this, so I'm going to hold off a little bit. But I am going to go into this, and when I'm able to get the full function of this program, I'm going to put it up there so that way y'all can see it. But I am going to say this. Obviously, what the government has already improperly done here cannot be unwound. Still, after reviewing the materials and speaking with the government, Defense Counsel sent a letter that requested the government, A, provide written assurances that it would cease prying into the relationship between Mr. Kelly and his defense counsel. B, cease his investigations of his New York counsel. C, provide Mr. Kelly defense counsel in this case with copies of any subpoenas that have already been issued for records. D, require the attorneys for the other defendants in the present case to return the disc containing the offending records and advise them that they will be issued a new disc without the records. And E, that the government advise Mr. Kelly's defense counsel whether records at issue were ever shared with any other prosecutors or members of the law. But something sticks out to me in this situation. And what sticks out to me is this right here. And I'm going to read this letter. I'm going to read this letter coming from Greenberg. Dear Miss Cruel. Now, I kept trying to figure out to myself, where do I know this name Cruel from? Well, this the same lady that Hollywood Next and Tyson when they first got together before they did the DHD thing, they wrote this lady about the dollar for the king and about the R. Kelly Defense Fund. This is the lady that they wrote. This is the lady that they had their followers send letters to saying that it was fraud. So let's finish. Miss Angel Crew. Dear Miss Crew, I am following up on our telephone conversation from last week regarding the latest Discovery production. As I am sure you can understand, I, as well as all of Mr. Kelly's other counsel, are alarmed that included within the last production are bank records including to several of Mr. Kelly's counsel. Your obtaining of these records is out of bounds. It is offensive. It is unprofessional, and it should not have occurred. Initially, we see no reason for the government to have subpoenaed this information. The stated reason, at least for Mr. Blank records, was because monies had been received by him from the Some Brother Love bank account. This is a partial reason. Under that logic, at best, the information was sought because he received a single transfer in May 2019 of $2,500. We failed to see how that single small payment for legal fees justifies your seeking his professional records, including his client trust records, which under New York law are privileged. I'm going to read that again. We fail to see how that single small payment for legal fees justifies your seeking his professional records, including his client trust records, which is the dollar for the king. That's how they was able to tell you how much was in it, because they subpoenaed the trust records. So for everybody said the dollar for the king was fake, everybody said the defense fund was fake, here it is, it popped up in a motion again, which under New York law are privileged, going back 6 years. Moreover, even if they had been some justification for your seeking those records, it is obvious there was nothing in them that showed any sort of wrongdoing. Okay, I'm going to read it again. Moreover, even if there had been some justification for your seeking those records, it is obvious there was nothing in them that showed any sort of wrongdoing. Accordingly, we fail to understand why they were then produced to all of the attorneys in the case, other than to cause embarrassment and to intimidate counsel, just as you have no right to this information, nor do the other attorneys representing the other defendants. And our concerns are not limited to Mr. Blank. We likewise fail to understand why information was obtained from other counsel who represent Mr. Kelly. It too represents an unwarranted intrusion into their attorney-client relationship, as well as counsel's business affairs. There's no reason for this kind of intrusion into the private business affairs of his attorneys. Of course, all of these raises fear as to where the intrusions will stop. And you going to seek my personal and private records, those of Mr. Leonard or Mr. Groman, as... Hold on. Yo. I'm live, yo. Yeah, I'm going to get off. All right. One of my bros from B-More called. But it says, there's no reason to do so. But the fact that you have already exceeded the bounds of what is acceptable concerns each of us. We are demanding that you provide us with written assurances that you are going to cease prying into the relationship between Mr. Kelly and his counsel. Cease your investigations of his counsel. Provide us with copies of any subpoenas that were already issued for records. Require other counsel to return the disc with these records. I'm sorry, and that they be issued a new disc without the records, and that you advise us whether these records were shared with any other prosecutors or law enforcement. We expect answers to these questions and your assurances no later than noon Tuesday, July the 21st, or we will seek intervention from the court. Well, let's go here. It says, "Dear Mr. Greenberg," because Angel wrote him back. It says, "Per your request in your letter dated July the 20th, 2020, we will ask counsel for Daryl McDavid and Milton Brown to return disc 49 to be replaced with a disc that does not contain the attorney bank records. We will notify you when that is complete. As I stated in our phone conversation, the government subpoenaed various bank accounts for recipients of funds from the Some Brother Love bank account to show that Mr. Kelly and not Mr. Calvert controlled the funds in that account, and that the assignment of certain royalties from Mr. Kelly to Mr. Calvert was not an arm's length transaction, and that Mr. Kelly retained control of those funds despite the assignment of royalties. Regarding your remaining requests, we are unaware of any statute, rule, or case law that requires a response. If you disagree, please provide us with such authority." But I'm going to go back up, because one thing that gets me is that the government and the defense are saying that nothing was falsely or nothing was tampered with when it comes to the R. Kelly Defense Fund. So all the lies that's been put out there, like Dana stole or Levi stole or Doug stole, it's clearly right here that nobody stole anything. Nothing was touched. Everything was there. When the government checked, it was there. That's how they was able to give an amount. It was nothing tampering, no money taken out, nothing. It was all there. So with that being said, since it was all there, where do it come into play that money was stolen? I'm going to tell y'all where it came into play. When Don Russell said, "Nope, I don't like these lawyers. Let's raise $1 million and get these lawyers out of here." And then you start seeing secret meetings, and you slowly but surely, did we log on to watch it? Clay, what's up, Clay? What's up, Clay? So yeah, this is what pretty much was going on. And for y'all that don't know, that's on my Facebook side. For the Facebook side, the platform that I'm using, we are building the platform, and it's not fully operational because my green screen, y'all see the green screen, and behind me, it's not fully operational with everything that's going on. Brian Martin stupid. Brian Martin stupid. So yeah, that's what's going on. Just giving y'all the update of how the government is trying to still railroad R. Kelly in this situation. It's a lot. They listening to hating bloggers that's mad because me and Levi is pushing forth an effort to expose the government and to expose Lifetime. Like I said before, Lifetime had an agenda where everybody get paid. Lifetime had an agenda to take down the people of Melanin Covenant. Look at it. First it was Bill Cosby. Then you got R. Kelly. Then you got Cuba Gooding Jr. All of them in jail. But look at Tom Hanks. He's sitting on a ranch with an ankle monitor on. 12 counts of child sexual molestation. That's not a monster to you? Or is it because he's the color of privilege? Who knows? Y'all know my stance on both platforms. If anybody is wrong, then hey, they gotta do the time. But if you're right, don't accuse a person of being wrong. We don't have a place for that. People of color need to come together more. Whether you go to church, whether you go to a mosque or whatever, come together. Because at the same token, we all in the same game. We all going to go see the same man. Whether you call him Buddha, Allah, Confucius, whatever, we all going to go see them same man. Whether you call him Jesus, look, whoever you believe in, that's who you believe in. But like I always know, when I got into a jam, I never seen Buddha come to my rescue. I always seen Jesus. I'm going to keep it 100. I never seen a pastor that overly cared for me when I needed it. They might have gave me words of comfort and told me, go on about your little black business. But let's keep it real. Jesus always been there. So this journey that I'm on now, most people know me from, you might know me from TV screens. You might know me from churches. Hey, no matter how you look at it, I was always in the forefront doing something. This ain't just start for me. So whatever your belief is, if you believe the lifetime lie, it's on you. But the only thing I ask you now is this. If you believe the lifetime lie, where are these so-called victims now? Next question. And I'm just gonna give you some questions to think about. Because your son could be next. Your brother could be next. Your daddy could be next. A victim. I've never known a victim to never go to the police department or to a hospital that's been victimized. But you go get Birkin bags. You go get, excuse my French, y'all, you go get breasts done. I wanted to say something else, but I had to change it. You want to get breasts done. And you want to get MTV awards. That don't sound like a victim to me. So all this victim shaming talk, throw it out the window. A victim is somebody who really don't want to be around the person that victimized them. They will zap the hell out. But I find it funny that R. Kelly was just this bad person. He was such this monster. But everybody that said that he violated them, to this day, they still say, I miss him. I want to be around him. I love him. Let's change the narrative. You can't change the narrative. It's already there. Lifetime had an agenda. And I still say Sony had something to do with it, but it's somebody upper echelon that's trying to convey a message. Let's look at it. August Alsina was perfectly healthy. He went on a Sony tour, came back, and now he got all these ailments. He's coming back. His career was coming back. He's getting his strength back. He's getting his health back. Now he get into an entanglement. Just look at it. Just look at it. He get into an entanglement. I'm telling you, man, it's y'all got to be careful out here. People that want to make it in the business. Trust me, ain't nobody want to be more famous than me. Because I had some agendas to prove. I had some agendas to push. And the agendas that I had to push was, and I put it out there in Front Street. My agenda was, I wanted to bring my hood where I grew up at. to be the most popular hood ever. So my goal was to take at least 30 of them houses and redo them to the point where it'd be so extravagant that you don't have to go to Potomac, Maryland to look at extravagant houses. You can come to Woodbourne to look at extravagant houses. You can come to the east side. You can go to Lafayette. It's currently Pleasant View Gardens now, but hey, that was my agenda to push. Now, I had some secret goals too, because I look at it like, if I ever become an A-list actor, people in trouble. Everybody that turned their back on me, I'm going to just go sit in front of your door. I just want to come. I want to come to your churches. I want to sit in front of your door. I want to see you on the basketball court. I want to see you at the supermarket. And I just want to say hi. Just so your face can be like, damn. Yeah. But in the process of all that, I got humbled because I had the wrong mindset. So with this going on with a man who surpassed music, think about it. If you take away everything that R. Kelly wrote, you don't have music from the 90s to now. You don't have a catalog. Some of the hottest stuff that's out there. And I know people are going to say, oh, no, you got Jodeci. No, Rob wrote a lot of Jodeci stuff. Rob wrote a lot of Genuine stuff. Rob wrote a lot of Tank stuff. For the younger generation that's coming up now, for the millennials, I know they saying, well, R. Kelly ain't write nothing for my artists. Yeah, that Bump, Bump, Bump by B2K. Yeah, he wrote all that. Chapter 5, Trey Songz's whole album, wrote all that. But I'm going to go here. How many people in your neighborhood has been false accused? And you don't need to have a superstar in your neighborhood for somebody to be falsely accused. What about your pastor? That's what I want to talk about. I'm going to do a live, right? And I want to talk about the false accusations of the pastors. Now, some pastors deserve getting the truth put out there. But what are the pastors that won't waver, that will tell the truth, that will stick by with what they do, and when a member get mad, they'll leave and then put a lie out on that pastor? Ain't nothing different than the music business, than the acting business. You fall out with somebody, they feel like they're entitled to something from you, they're going to get you with an accusation. It's coming all over. You get it music, you get it movie, you get it church. What do those three things have in common? And then you get it personal. So what those four things have in common? Personal is how you live. Church is how you worship. Music is what you listen to. Movies is what you watch. That's all four programs of your life. And if people are getting accused falsely in all those programs, what do you have next? Nothing. So I'm just saying, like, I read y'all the motion. For the people on YouTube who knows what's going on, because Facebook don't, because I'm just getting back on Facebook, y'all see nothing was taken from the Dollar for the King. Nothing. So all that lie can just go. Y'all stop that basketball talk over there, because if you ain't a Laker, you wrong. If you're not a LeBron fan, you wrong. But like I was saying, I'll get into that tomorrow. That's basketball talk. But like I'm saying, y'all have to get behind your leaders. That's what this live today was really about. I know it's titled the R. Kelly motion, but it's really about getting behind your leaders. If you can't get behind your leader, then what good are you? I know some people be like, well, my leader taking too long, and I can do this and I can do that. Then why didn't you lead from the jump? Come on, man. Y'all doing stuff that's complicating the movements. And again, I know people talking about Black Lives Matter. I think you need to dig deep into Black Lives Matter. Because now you come into an era where they're going to test you on your knowledge of what you know. And if you've been brought up all your life being told that you are black, when you use that terminology in court and they look at you like you stupid, then you sit up there like, yo, what's going on? And you feel that aura and the energy like, did I say something wrong? Yeah, you did. Because if you don't do no research in court, you know the word black don't have a standing. That's why a lot of people are being convicted in court. Because the first thing they say is, I'm a black man. And the judge do like this. The question is, how can you be black when black means death? If you think I'm lying, look up the definition of black person in Black Laws Dictionary. That's the dictionary that governs all the courts. Go look it up. Watch what it say. If I'm wrong, we can do a one-on-one panel on whatever platform you choose. And I'll break out what I know, and you break out what you know. And we can compare notes. Time out for the bullcrap. If you see your leader stumbling, and I wish I would have knew this when I was coming up in my teenage years, because I used to crack on pastors that I seen fall. I'm going to be honest with you. I used to crack on anybody that I seen have a downfall until one day I had one. And when I had one, I ain't think it was funny. So come on. You got to get behind your leaders, whether you like them or not. Then I'm going to get into this. If you don't like your leader, why are you there? And whatever it is, it can be a basketball team, softball team, football team. If you don't like the leader that's been put in place, why are you there? That's what you got to ask yourself. Whenever you're going into a situation, ask yourself 3 things. What am I doing here? What purpose do I serve here? And what can I bring to the table? If you have a question mark in any of those 3, leave, because you're a hindrance. Everybody can't do the same thing. If you got a basketball team, everybody can't shoot threes. Everybody can't dunk. If you look at a team that always win a championship, they got 5 players on the floor, and all 5 of them have a different account to do something. You got a point guard, you got a shooting guard, you got a small forward, a power forward, and a center. Sometimes the 2 can do what the 1 can do, the 1 can do what the 3 can do, the 3 can do what the 5 and the 4 can do. It's always a plus to be versatile. So for all of y'all that sit back and say, I'm rooting for R. Kelly, you can say that to me in private, but what happens when you encounter some folks who don't like R. Kelly? Do you shut up? Or do you be even more vocal? Let's go here. For my Facebook crew, what happens when you can sit in church and say, I love you, Pastor? But then you get some people outside of your church who don't like your pastor who say, oh, that nigga a womanizer. Oh, that nigga a hypocrite. Excuse my French, but let's take it a step further. That BITCH ain't sugar honey iced tea. What do you do then? Don't talk about my past no more. Nah, hell no. You give them the same authority that they trying to give you. Me, I'm a little extra. So can't nobody come at me about none of my homeboys and say, yo, this one do this one do that. Because, see, I mess around and go, I be like, all right, cool. I'll play it dumb. I'll take them to my homeboy and then say what you said again. And then show me the proof of it. In front of my homeboy. That's the way I get down. So that kills all the middleman stuff. But yeah, this live is simply about following the leader. And for my YouTube crew, the leader simply is R. Kelly right now. He said he's innocent. A lot of people that been around is saying, we never seen none of this. So now they got to prove it. And then what the federal government is doing, it's been almost 2 years since these allegations came out again. And the federal government haven't proved anything. They said they got 9,000 DVDs and CDs of this man violating underage kids. That's what they said. So the judge said, produce. They sent a DVD that couldn't be opened. Make that make sense. When Homeland Security and the judges and the courts really got involved, you got people changing their stories. You got people backing out of jury selections. You got people saying, oh, no, I'm not a victim. I never was a victim. I can come and go as I please. But that's not what you said on Lifetime that started this ball rolling. So people, beware of what you say. Because as one of my haters always say, your resume is what come out of your mouth. And somewhere, somehow, somebody's recording everything you're saying. Whether it's mentally or devicely, you are being recorded. And if you say something different and that person come back and repeat what you said, how are you going to respond? Well, look, I'm about to get up out of here. It is what it is. I'll be back tonight at 8:30. I ain't going to act up tonight, y'all. I've been acting up for 4 days straight. I'm not going to do that tonight. But tonight, we just going to focus on positivity and change the direction. There's been too much negative stuff going on. So let's change the direction. Also, don't get caught up in the Black Lives Matter movement versus the All Lives Matter movement. You need to get caught up in people of melanin lives always matter and never use it as a movement. Use it as a lifestyle. All right. So I ain't going to close out the way I normally close out, y'all. Y'all know how I normally do it. I give y'all the oil spill. I give you the 5 points. I give you the Captain Chesapeake. I give you the whole sentimental joint. I ain't going to do it that way today because I'll be back at 8:30. I did say 8 o'clock early, but 8:30. So with that being said, I'm going to shout out a couple people that have some positive channels going on. Infamous Sylvia. Shout out Infamous Sylvia. Jade Angela Moore. Shout out Jade Angela Moore on YouTube. Don't forget, y'all. I almost forgot. On My Radio, Chapter 7 tonight. Come see what your boy gonna do tonight. Y'all seen in Chapter 6, I was fighting. That wasn't me, y'all. That was a character. If y'all haven't seen On My Radio, hit me, say I need the links. I'm going to send you over to Jade Angela Moore page and look at them all. You will see the transition of when we first started on the radio to where we at now. It's called On My Radio. A lot of people from Baltimore say they're going to look at it, but they did. You know, Baltimore, they got other things to do. But they beefing over crab houses and stuff like that now. I'll be home next week. I'm trying to hit somebody's house. I put like there's a bushel of crabs on me. Whoever got some space that we can chill and have fun at and play video games. I'm not coming home to be political. I'm coming home to have some fun. That's my birthday weekend, next weekend. I'm coming to have some fun. I'm going to call this brother out because he's a good brother. Matter of fact, there's a couple of them. When I come home next week, I want to have an old Woodburn basketball game. So Clay and Brian Martin, if y'all feel up to it, let's hit a court. I'm bringing hooping sneakers. Let's get it in. Patrick Lewis, another brother who got a church that's going. Young brother, positive, doing what he do. He think he can hoop, but he can't hoop at all. He just got a lucky jumper on certain days. He's streaky. It's like, nah, that's my brother, man. I'm glad to call him a brother, along with Brian Martin and Clay and Kenyon Suthers. Oh, if you need a hot haircut, Kenyon Suthers the man. I don't know how you do it. Hey, Kenyon, can I get a haircut when I come home? I need a haircut. But, you know, a lot of people ain't going to like the way I'm going. But, hey, it feels good on me. Who else I want to shout out? I shout out Sylvia. Who else? Oh, Thugs, Thinkers, and Theologians. Hot podcast. I thought they were still on Wednesdays, but I was told they moved to Mondays. But they're a hot podcast. It consists of 4 guys that been through the struggle. Also, if you need a semi-pro running back, he's about 65 years old. He have 2 left feet. Hit up Carlton Davis. They call him Cotton. But now, if you want a hot drummer, hit up Cotton in Baltimore and surrounding areas. Like I say, who else? If you also want to check out a good podcast, you know, a real good podcast that talk about everything, hit up that boy Dana J. He's always talking about something. Always talking about something. Always. And if he's on in the daytime, he's talking about something political. Like, prime example, where did the coronavirus come from? Why is people getting sick from the coronavirus? Or is it the coronavirus that's killing you? Is it the underlying attachments that's taking us out? I'm telling y'all, man. I don't know what y'all going to do from this point on. But support your leaders, no matter who they are and whatever they do. I'll be back tonight at 8. You know, because we got chapter 7. Next week is our season finale. I'm kind of sad because season 1 is over with, y'all. There's no more On My Radio after next week. But guess what? We start filming very soon for season 2. And I know a lot of people say, we want to see Dana J. We want to see him have a love interest. You're going to get all that. Season 2. You're going to get the bedroom scene. You're going to get it all. So, it is what it is. We just here to have fun. Check out Levi for Kelly, where the story is sold and never told. I think I said that right. Who else on this side? There's a lot of people, man. There's a lot of people that's doing stuff on Facebook level. And you have hot singers that's in churches like Vonita White. Trust me. If I'm shouting these people names out, they about something. I don't like plugging people. So if I shout your name up, you're about something. If you need somebody to come run your security or police department, don't hesitate on Facebook to hit up Tony Russell. I'm telling you, laid back guy. On top of that, he's not a concleston. He's a real Mason. Live, breathe, and eat masonry. Unlike people we know over here on YouTube, y'all, who wearing a plastic Mason chain and a plastic Mason ring. I just wish they had brothers in Houston like they have in Baltimore who love to put people lights out. What Sean Marshall was this? Is this DJ Sean Marshall that's on here? Wow, one of my idols that I grew up listening to. If this DJ Sean Marshall, I'm gonna tell you, man, you got me put out of my English class in our 6th grade. Cause he came out with this hot mix. And that's all I used to do is beat on the table, club music. So I told y'all, man, I'm a different breed. Sky Zone. Oh yeah, Sky Zone on YouTube side. I'm sorry. Y'all gotta help me. I'm getting young, man. Sky Zone. Who else? Prima Donna. Oh my God. She gonna shoot me. How can I forget the baby sis Prima Donna? Congrats on the baby girl. Say prayers for my sister Love Me and for the first lady of the firm, Randa Baby. Say prayers for them as they going through a challenging situation, but God is a healer. I want to let y'all know that. God is a healer in spite of. Pray for my boy DC Young Fly. Pray for my boy Chico Bean and the whole Wild 'N Out crew as they go through their transition. They brought us 8 long seasons. Now God is transitioning them into other places. Who knows? You might see Dana J and DC on the screen together very soon. Who knows? Also, don't forget, have a movie coming out called Life Without Hope. As soon as my green screen get fixed and everything get to going, I'm going to be previewing the movie. Not the whole movie, but I'm going to give y'all the whole trailer of Life Without Hope. You know, starring some people from Baltimore or from the DMV, I'm going to say that. Trey Chaney, Dana J, Big G. You know, some folks is going on. But Life Without Hope, I'm gonna give y'all the whole spiel about that. We premiered it 6 weeks ago. Off of the first chapter, we have been invited in multiple film festivals. And we won. You have 4 actors. I'm sorry. You have 3 actors, 3 main actors, and 1 actress. You have Brittany Passion, who plays Rochelle. You have Bobby Boatwright, who plays Keith. You have L. Christophe, who plays Cordell. And you got Dana J, who plays Jay. And we all trying to find our way through the radio business. But we go through stumbling blocks. We go through relationships. We go through failed friendships. We go through bribery. We go through homeboys that turn on us for women. Everything that's going on now, we go through. So I'm telling y'all, I'm going to put some links up. Y'all got to go look at it. Y'all got to come see it on my radio. Chapter 7 tonight. Matter of fact, I hope everything is up and running because I'm a premiered after the premiere. So I'm going to preview it. And then the way we normally do it is after we see it fully at 9 o'clock, I come back at 9:30 and show it again. And then we have a roundtable discussion talk on both platforms. No, on YouTube, but I'm going to include both platforms tonight. We have a roundtable discussion talk. And we talk about what happens in life. If this was to happen to you in your life, how would you handle it? Prime example. Rochelle told Bobby, I love you. And he turned his head. And it went off. So the discussion was, how would you handle being in love with somebody and you tell them for the first time that you love them and they don't respond back? That was a deep discussion because you got to hear from all walks of life. You got to hear from what some gangsters would do, some pastors would do. You heard it all. That live was like 3 hours and 27 minutes. So tonight, hey, just be ready because I would like to see you there. Like I say, I'm about to end this joint. Ty Furby, what's up, boy? I don't know if Ty still have that little car wash joint, but he the man. K Marie, what's up, boo? Just shouting out some Facebook folks. Alicia Simmons, hey. Robert Bradley, hey. James Yarborough, what's up, man? Dang. Sharita Buxton, hey. Jimmy Brown. If you want some real church music, call Jimmy Brown now. My sis Diamond Prayers in the joint. But that's what it is. I'm about to get up off here. I'll see y'all later on tonight. But don't forget, follow your leader. Let's keep Robert Sylvester Kelly in prayer. That God keep his mind. Don't pray for nothing else. That God keep his mind. And I know people are like, why would you say that, Dana? Because your mind is the first thing to go. If you don't have a mind, you don't have nothing. So pray that God keeps his mind in perfect peace as he go through the storm. All right? Dana J up out of here. I'm gone. See you later tonight, 8 o'clock. Don't forget, 8 o'clock interview with Jade Angela Moore. Then we hop off at 8:55. We go to Jade Angela Moore page. Then we come back here at 9 o'clock. At 9:30. I'm sorry. At 9:30, we have our discussion talk. Y'all be blessed for the rest of the day.